Lord, thank you so much for this community and thank you for the power of prayer. And Lord, I pray that you would totally give us a miracle today in particular. But Lord, we're asking and thanking you for all that you have done, and our hope and trust is in you. So break in, oh God, in Jesus' name. Aram, I want to hear from you, but I'll just mention I was already on a couple prayer calls yesterday regarding this UN or US backed proposition to the UN today. Very concerning regarding really the language is such that it would push towards a Palestinian state. So we've been, trying to really go after this in the place of intercession. But I want to hear from you. One thing we'll put a lot of focus of the prayer on this. My understanding is it's around noon or depending what time zone you're in, that this is being voted on in the UN. And I do think a lot of this has to do with the pressure, but the Trump mindset is businessmen, money, deals, and concerned about the Arab nations' influence on him in that sense. So, Aran, please go ahead and share with us and how we can pray. Thank you so much for being on.
Such a bless for me. Thank you, Patricia. Great to see you, and I hope that you have a great vacation. I saw you with your children, or most of them was there.
Yeah,
Uh,
all of them, all of them.
all of
Yep.
them? Oh, because one of the picture was five of six, or it was something.
Oh, yeah, that our special needs daughter had already flown back to Canada, but yes, she
Uh,
came for a few days. But yep, thank
okay. Such a bless to be with the childrens at home. I have the privilege to have mine in Shabbat, both of them, and it was such amazing Shabbat to be with the childrens and all of them there.
so good.
I hope that one day I will speak here on Monday and say, Patricia, it's boring in Israel. Nothing can happen. Quiet here. The birds are singing, and everybody wants peace and shalom. And I think this is the day that, but no, for now, not this week, maybe next week. Um, I, uh, I was very concerned about President Trump announcement,
Yeah,
and the gentle, although President Trump, you cannot accuse him as being a gentle, but the gentle way to pave the way in a careful thing to Palestinian it's terrible state. It's something that for me it's terrible because we are dealing in education, and if one child is violence to another child, you are not giving a present to the first child for his being violence. It's a very well-known thing in education. So if the Palestinians was attacking us from Gaza in the 7th of October in a vicious way, and now, when we are there, they continue to fight, bringing weapons. And Judea and Samaria is full with hate and the people that wants to know. And most of you that have been and can understand that to drive from Ariel to the first Jewish city, it's taking 12 to 15 minutes. So to give them a chance to build tunnels and connecting also to the Russian, China, Iran bad people, I think this is to give a prize to terrorism, and it's bad for Israel. It's bad for the strategic confidence that we have in the borders. And by the way, you are giving to someone to be democracy or to be a state if he can be a state, one, two, if he wants to be. And here I think it's something that they are not prepared to. They don't want to. They don't have the ability. They don't have the structure. They don't have the DNA of being a state. So what we are going to have, it's Hamas continue to control in Israel, but like in a regime that it will be acknowledged, and then what is going to be there. But for me, it's President Trump giving a present to the terrorism.
Wow.
It's hard to say that because he is the best until now. He's the best president that we have since Israel established. But I'm not sure that everybody full understand. And he puts Benjamin Netanyahu in a very hard
Yeah.
place
Yeah.
because most of the Israelis don't want a Palestinian country next to them. And for sure, the 50 or 60% that Benjamin Netanyahu is representing directly. And this is put him in a conflict with his ideologies, ideas. By the way, a couple of weeks ago, he was speaking against President Macron from France that was announcing that it's going to be a Palestinian state, Benjamin Netanyahu. So it's a very hard situation. It's a very hard thing. I think it's a big item prayer that this idea will stop. The UN is not something that we are very concerned about because the UN is against Israel by definition. It's not an
Yeah.
organization that have any positive approach to that. And it's hard to be there.
So sorry, Eran. Can you unmute? It's okay. We could hear you just until a few minutes ago. Keep going.
Okay, so to summarize the idea is to give a price to terrorism. It's not something that I think they wants to be, and I think it's very threatening Israel. I was here today with the mayor of Ariel, and every initiative like that stopped the building here in Judea and Samaria. Every announcement like that
Wow.
stop buildings here and commercial areas. This is something that it's, I think, and this is a big item prayer. And what I start to say, the war is not ended. First, we have three hostages that is still in Gaza. We have
Mm.
soldiers inside Gaza, and not because it's quiet there. The opposite, it's becoming harder there. Hezbollah is continue to be stronger again in Lebanon. It's not like he was, but we are continue to take care of their leadership. Hamas, Hamas is Hamas. It's like nothing changed here. And on top of that, we have a lot of storm politically inside Israel around the investigation of this and everything that connected to it. And I think this is part of a mess that we have here in Israel and put everybody in a stress because everybody saw what's happening the 7th of October. And we understand today how much is important the land, how much is important the thing that we are doing. And very, very important thing. This Shabbat we was reading about the life of Sarah. This is the name of the portion, our mother, and we see, and it's amazing sometimes how things were, but we have a great group today that came from the south, children's that was in the area of war, and we spoke with them about the Lech Lecha, and I was speaking with them about the portion of Sarah. And
Mm.
I spoke with them about the promised land, and I promised them that the land is one of the children. I say to me, "Hey, Mister, I have a question." I said, "Please." He said, "Why Abraham bought with money the land that God promised him? How this it's not reasonable in a way." And I was telling him this child, which is a great question, by the way, how you are buying something that belongs to you, right?
Mm.
But I was speaking with him about one of the things that Abraham taught us that faith is not to sit in the sofa and wait for miracles that happen. Faith is something that needed to be active. You cannot. I think Sharon spoke about the muscle last time that we spoke about the things, but even with God promised the land and God promised that we are the chosen people. Abram go and say, no, 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 no. I'm going to pay for that. I'm going to buy that. I'm going to say that this thing that is a promise from God is going to be that everybody understand that this is the fulfillment of the promise. And you
Yeah.
need to raise, you need to act, and you need sometimes to get facts on the ground and to see how your ownership is on paper and with the promise. And Abraham is not just waiting that the promise will be fulfilled. He make it a reality, and this is something that is beautiful to me, and this is what we are training the young people here to do the act of leadership, not just to be a leader, by faith, by know your purpose in life, by connecting to the roots. No, you have to be something that it's active. You need to do something. And this is amazing. To buy the Me'arat HaMachpelah, this is something that he's doing. And he's working, building the future, and he's going to find the women to Isaac. He's doing stuff. He's not just sitting and he's doing stuff by that. And one of the things that we see that connected to our reality in a way, it's the portion even in the time of sorrow, like losing your wife. The Jewish people are continue with life and continue to take actions and not just saying today that we are do this stuff. And for me, it's to teach the young generation to be active and to do it and not just to sit in the sofa and complain. This is something that is back. Again, we are the things that we are doing here, praying for the hostages be back because I think the full healing will not finish that. And one of the amazing things that I see this time is how people are celebrating God and faith. And today, the Ethiopian Jewish people are celebrating their holiday. It's called the Sigd, and the Sigd is the renew the relations and the relation with God. And they are all the time praying for Jerusalem. Even when they are Jerusalem, they are praying for Jerusalem, and they are praying that all the prophecies will be raising again. And for me, it's
Mm.
such a blessing to see these things in Israel. I see that in the high school. Yesterday, I was in a high school and we spoke with them about Nachshon Aminadav. Nachshon Aminadav was the first one to jump to the Dead Sea before it split to two. And I was seeing the lights in the eyes of the children when we spoke with them about Nachshon, because Nachshon is not King David. Nachshon is not a celeb, right? Not all the people knows the name and what he did, and he did something that is very small approach all the Bible is not one of the fathers, but he was doing the act of leadership. He was
Mm.
jumping with faith to the Dead Sea when it split. He was showing example to people. And for me to standing in a high school in Jerusalem and to see the children that say, okay, wow, I want to be like that. Wow, it's cool. Wow, time changing. For me, it's such an amazing thing to see, and this is part of the activities that we are doing and growing every day. This is what we are going to do in Jerusalem, which is such an excitement, and this is an open invitation for you all to see the beauty of the beauty of the beauty, because Jerusalem is beauty, and our place is in the heart of the beauty of Israel. And this is something that really encouraged me. And I think again, when we are approaching and we see more than 1,000 people in a month, I think the big prayer is for healing. And I saw that a couple of days ago we have a group here of people that came from Jerusalem, also young people, and it was rain. Thank God, first rain was in Israel this week. And by the way, if you want to enjoy a nice walk in the beach in Tel Aviv, this is a great season. Last Shabbat I was there in the middle of November, and it's beautiful. The sun is there, everybody. But I was when I we have an activity here before the rain start. It was a light, a thunder and a light, and I see the people, the children jumping like a bomb fell next to them, because when they're hearing a big noise like that, this is something that they know that the alarm will come or after. And I think for me, it was a symbolize for the long journey that we are going to have in Israel. And we are part of that, the NLC, the activity that we are doing in high school, the activity that we are providing for people, because the healing process is just the beginning. Now, it's just to start. And nobody in Israel, nobody, no mother, no father, no child, no soldier that I know was out of the war. Everybody is here.
Mm,
Everybody is in different volume. But I think that what we are doing, and today again we have a soldier from the IDF that it, one of them say to me, it's the first time that I smiling. I have the ability to smile, and just to give to people this hope, and this is what we are doing. We're focusing with hope. We are focusing with prayer. We are focusing on smiling. We are focusing on love. This is what we are doing. Yes, sometimes it's hard. It was hard 2 years, but now I think our job as people that leading activities or leaders, we have to be stronger than ever. We have
mm,
to take our hearts and enjoy the moments of healing, the moments of people smiling again. People don't rush in a way, and we see that, by the way, with the activity that growing and growing and growing. People want to enjoy going out of the high school, going out of the one of the programs that we are doing now. It's recruiting people that going to work for bureaucracy in Israel. It's going leadership for servant leadership. And this is a pilot that we are doing to encourage young people that was in the army, want to change. So not going to the high tech, not going to do a lot of money in Wall Street, to do small money, but bring their heart to the educational system in Israel. And for me, it's such a bless to be there, and a lot of work is going to be there. A lot of tears is going to be, and the war is not over, and the shalom, the peace is not there, and it's not right on the corner. And I'm not sure that to give Saudi and Arabian F-35 is going to bring the peace more close to us. I think the opposite will be. But
mm,
but again, we our job is not to be. I told my trainers today, we are not sitting in the TV places and do interpretation and do our no. We have to show up every day with joy, with happiness, to be a modest, to be a people of love, of prayer, and a people of faith. And this is it. Don't bring it. And tomorrow I have a meeting. A guy that leads the Arab non-formality education want to bring his children here from the Ministry of Education, because he believes that they also need to heal. And as I told you many times, our house is a house of love, and our house is a house of the base of Genesis, that God create us in His own image, and the image is human beings, and we have
mm.
to teach our people how to be human beings. I try to be one, and I hope that my trainers are like that, and this is our job. And again, I have people that wants to come to help us support and volunteer, and this is something that warms my heart very much. The prayers, the wish to come to support us, to be here on the ground. It's something that it's really, really important.
Mm.
Um, in the future, we are going to share with you, and if she wants to do it, but I share with my staff that we have somebody from the US that coming to volunteer, and my staff ask why, what is going to be that for him, and why is the reason? And I say that I found and met a young guy that come from love to the Jewish people and love for Israel, and he don't ask anything except to give. And this is for me what we are doing here, and people like this young man, it's unconditional love. It's love that is not dependent in the weather and not in the anti-Semitism movement and not in war and not in peace. It's just pure love to the Jewish people, and for me and for us here, it's just a bless. And thank you very much for everything that you are doing every day for Israel. Thank you very much.
Wow, wow, wow. I want to stop the recording.